Hey everyone, finished watching the next episode of Power Rangers Super Samurai, Samurai Forever. Lauren is trying to make a new disc with her symbol power. She succeeds and gives it to G. She tells him it can only be used once. He takes it to Jaden, fighting his way through the Mooger army. In addition to Lauren's disc, he also gives Jaden a disc his father made. This disc will double his strength. The Rangers confront Xandrid and the last of the Moogers. Jaden attacks with 2 Fire Smashers, and the rest surprise attack Xandrid. Xandrid is weakened, and Jaden powers up to Shogun mode. Wait, I thought Shogun mode could only be wasted standing in the Megazord. The implication is that Lauren's disc gives him this ability to use the mode, but that's still stupid. Why have these modes at all? I know the reason is toys, but look around. The show is streaming on YouTube as well as other streaming services. Are there any toys, though? No. The show has outlived the toys. There's still interest in the show. The views on YouTube alone are in the millions. Meanwhile, the Lightning Collection has come and gone without a single Samurai figure, let alone one with the Mega Mode or Shogun Mode. Also, even back in the day, Bandai only ever made red Shogun Ranger toys. What was the point of having one for each Ranger? Anyway, Jaden takes on Xandrid himself, and even though hitting the white patch didn't work before, he keeps hitting it, and this time it works. And Xandrid is defeated for... Oh, wait, yeah, he comes back giant.
What did you expect? He wasn't going to get smaller.
The Rangers summon the Gigazord, and Jaden demorphs. He tells the team that they need to combine all the symbol power they have and attack in a single strike. Xandrid knocks away their Zords, but they hold steady until all they have left is the base Megazord. They use their final strike and destroy Xandrid. Octoroo and all the Sanzu River water flows back into the Netherworld. Oh yeah, Bulk and Spike are in the show. We see them waiting for Skull, who's coming to pick up his son. Skull trips over Bulk, and then they reconnect. As Skull and Spike drive away, they wave goodbye and run into a sign. Bulk points and mimics Spike's laugh. At the Shiva house, Lauren is preparing to leave, not sure where she has to go. Antonio shows Jaden a flyer for a fishing expedition he's going on. Mia is going to school for cooking. Kevin is rejoining the swim team. Emily is just going home to be with her family, and Mike reveals he's going with Emily. Jaden is staying with Mentor and doesn't know what he's going to do next. After everyone's left, G gives Jaden a guitar. Since the world is now at peace, he's planning on teaching him how to have some fun. Jaden strums some very familiar notes as the series comes to an end. This was a great finale, pretty awkward at times, but I really enjoyed it. Lauren gets something to do. I'd prefer her just joining the team, but at least it's something. Seeing the Shogun mode actually get some practical use was cool, but it just raises too many questions about how the Zord exclusive modes work. When they go into the Zord this episode, they each power down to utilize extra power. So does that mean they've been wasting energy every time they've used Mega Mode? Oddly, we never get to see every Ranger use Shogun Mode. We know they do exist because they all show up in the Shogun Mode transformation sequence whenever one of them uses it. There's no reason not to utilize them in the show, especially since all the Zord cockpit footage was newly shot for Power Rangers. Mike and Emily, I think, are the only ones who don't get Shogun Modes. Antonio also, but I don't think a Shogun Mode was made for him at all. I like that when Xandrid revives, it's not just redundant, there's still a relevant challenge the Rangers have to face. The Disney seasons had big problems with its finales, and Samurai has avoided most of them. Whether or not the Rangers lose their powers is left ambiguous. At the very least, I'm glad they didn't outright say they lost them. All the Xandrid fighting is well done and cool, but the thing most fans remember about this one is Jason Narvi, Skull's return. For the first time since Forever Red back in Wild Force, Bulk and Skull are together again. It's a cool moment, but it doesn't mean anything to Samurai. Bulk and Spike were so often shoved in where they didn't need to be, and now we have a character with zero relevance to the season, outside being the best friend of one of those shoved-in characters. I'm curious what younger fans thought of Skull. Most fans I know of who grew up with Samurai thought of Bulk and Spike as weird outsiders to the rest of the show. They knew they weren't supposed to be there. As a longtime fan from the beginning, though, I appreciate the cameo. Apparently, it only happened because Paul Schreier, who played Bulk, made Skull's inclusion a condition of his own return. Spike gets quite literally pushed aside so Bulk and Skull can have their moment. Spike does still get some significant stuff to do, at least. I was disappointed that nothing came of his crush on Mia. That was like the one thing he had that connected him to the Samurai Rangers, and it's forgotten. The Rangers all going out on their own is handled well and fitting for each of them, except Lauren. I guess they didn't know what to do with her. I would have had her stay with her brother. What's she gonna do on her own? Wander around fields with ties on? That's not a bad idea for a fanfic, actually. Octoroo survives, so I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing him again. I'm especially sure he'll return if a certain Sentai brings him back, since there wouldn't even need to be new footage shot of him. We even have an original Octoroo suit that works well enough if new footage is needed. It's a sure thing. Samurai had a few callbacks in future seasons. Megaforce featured the Samurai theme song for some reason once during the Zord fight. I don't know if it was an accident or if that made sense to someone behind the scenes. Fans were definitely confused by its inclusion. Samurai's theme song also gets mostly reused for Megaforce's theme song. A few lyrics are changed, there's a new bit at the beginning and end, and the name callouts are changed to the new Rangers. Super Megaforce featured the return of Jaden as well as Mentor G. They show up and watch the Rangers from a distance on their motorcycles. They don't morph, they don't help, they just watch. Mike and Emily appear at the end helmetless and remain silent. What was the point of having them here? What and why are going to be recurring themes of Megaforce? The morph call, Go-Go Samurai, is partially reused for Megaforce's own morph call, Go-Go Megaforce. These callbacks probably didn't help Megaforce's issues with identity. Antonio returns in Ninja Steel's Dimensions in Danger and actually gets to fight a little. And that's it for the show, at least. Lauren, for whatever reason, became a favorite of the writers of the Boom comics and makes sporadic appearances in their comics. Samurai is the end in some ways. It's the last season to attempt a serious tone. Megaforce tries a few times, but it comes off too goofy, too often for me to consider it truly going for serious. Dino Charge was mostly good, but definitely not serious. Ninja Steel's best moments were its serious ones, but they're far outweighed by the silly things. Beast Morphers is just constantly awkward and strange. Dino Fury is a bit similar to Dino Charge in tone. Dino Fury's sequel Cosmic Fury is about the same. The Power Ranger movies to come out after Samurai, though, did attempt serious tones. The 2017 movie had its goofy moments, but overall was a very grounded movie with genuine stakes. Once and Always, I feel, used the wrong characters, but was successful in making a more serious take. So all that's left is to compare and contrast to Shinkenger. Mostly the same. One difference is Tanba being the one to give the Red Ranger the second disc. Kaoru being left out feels a teensy bit more natural in Shinkenger. I still don't like it, but Power Rangers keeping that aspect made me dislike it even more. Kaoru is a character that was really only meant to be a twist and an interesting visual. Lauren, unfortunately, also gets forced into a similar role. There's no Shogun mode scene, which makes Dokuku's defeat feel kind of abrupt and sudden. The Rangers enter their mechs unmorphed, unlike over here where they go in morphed and then demorph. The more Dokuku attacks, the more the mech cockpit falls apart. Over here, some lights and smoke go off, and there's some rubble, but it's, just a more visceral sight in Shinkenger. Kaoru leaves to be the Shiba clan head in case the Gadoshu ever return. I don't know why she has to stay in seclusion for that, but whatever. I don't think the writers had much idea for her beyond just being a twist. The Rangers have different plans for leaving. Genta is going to France. Ryunosuke will return to his kabuki practice. The others don't say specifically what they're doing or where they're going. G offers Takeru pamphlets on various hobby classes, and Akuriko hands him a guitar. Unlike Jaden, Takeru doesn't show much interest in it. After all these years, it was fun watching Shinkenger again. The ending is a great send-off. I'm disappointed Power Rangers doesn't do promotion for anything the way Sentai does. The last batch of Shinkenger episodes featured promos for Go-Sager at the end. This final episode has Takeru handing off the role as Red Ranger to the newest Red Ranger of Go-Sager. The only time Power Rangers did something like that were the It's Coming shorts it would play after Alien Rangers for Zeo. So, now on to Megaforce, a deeply unpopular season, and for understandable reason. Power Rangers is a unique show, unlike any other, and one element that would on the surface appear to be a positive is how much is already done before anything has even been figured out. Sentai has all the designs, characters, plots, settings, choreography, and effects done before Power Rangers has done anything. Sentai has on average 40 plus episodes, as well as movies, specials, and home video originals. To a filmmaker used to tiny budgets and lack of resources, Power Rangers looks like heaven. On top of all that, Power Rangers is a few years behind Sentai thanks to Disney taking a year off and Nickelodeon spreading a single series over 2 years. This means more time can be devoted to planning, writers can see every character and every plot progression, there won't be any surprises or unexpected turns. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, Megaforce was one of the sloppiest seasons ever and contained several bizarre issues that made it appear that the people behind it had no idea what they were doing. Some interviews with cast and crew revealed there was indeed a lack of communication between writers, directors, cast, pretty much everyone. I wouldn't be surprised if right down to the guy who sweeps the Saban offices didn't know what was going on. Unlike Samurai, Megaforce wouldn't heavily mimic its Sentai sources. There was influence and the occasional plot adaptation, but for the most part, Megaforce is very different from Go Sager and Go Kaiger. That means I won't be directly comparing the two series, except in specific cases. No future Power Ranger season that exists currently will closely adapt from its corresponding Sentai. As of now, the series is over, thanks to Hasbro, the current rights holder, consistently going out of their way to fumble the ball. There's possibly a production in the works for Disney Plus, but all we have to go on now is a brief mention in an obscure interview and some location information. So, now on to Megaforce, the Hands of Fate.
So, once again, in case you forgot, the Hands of Fate.